3D Rising is down in Durham, North Carolina, and we're at North Carolina Central University, where we just watched St. Anne's Belfield out of Northern Virginia take down Wando out of South Carolina by a score of 16-11. We're talking to Stab head coach Bo Perriello. Coach, congrats on this win. Just take us through what was going right for you guys tonight to be able to pull away like that late.
Well, they were a very good team, and they gave us certainly everything we could handle. I think made a couple adjustments late that really helped us. Our face-off guy, Magnus Gould, was doing a nice job getting it down the wing, but they were really doing a great job of creating 50-50 ground balls. We brought Connor Schellenberger and then Joe Robertson up to the wing from the attack position, and they were able to get us 3 or 4 face-offs in a row that really, I think, shifted the tide there in the fourth quarter for us.
Coach, you always have a bunch of talented players on your roster. Just talk about, I guess, your approach to developing them and getting them to play, on the same page.
We're very fortunate to have some great players, and I think it's all about trying to build chemistry. And I think a lot of what we try to do leading into the season is work on team building, team bonding, things that are going to help them on the field, even if a lot of that stuff is taking place off the field. But also give Coach Nate Ruhlman, one of my assistant coaches, a lot of credit for working with these kids in the off season, particularly our offensive players, to develop a lot of chemistry. And I think that shows already. Considering it was our first game, I felt like we were a little further ahead than typical this year.
And it's not just seniors doing damage for you. You've got players all the way down to the sophomore class who are clearly standouts. Maybe throw out some names of the guys that played well tonight that you expect to kind of lead the way this year.
Sure. Well, our seniors, it all starts with Joe Robertson. He's just an outstanding player for us, heading to Duke next year, leading scorer the last 2 years, and has just really taken on the leadership role big time, returning captain. Just does all the little things for us and really made some gutsy plays tonight for us. Jack Schultz, heading to UPenn, is another 4-year starter at attack and does a tremendous job, and they're complemented by sophomore Connor Schellenberger, who's an outstanding player. Really got his shot going tonight, got us some ground balls up on the wing as well. And those three, I certainly am biased, but would put up against any attack in the country this year. We got some young middies. Emmett Barger did a great job tonight, number 9. He's a sophomore heading to Notre Dame. And number 11, Trent Moran, had a nice day. But really our workhorse right now is Chad Combs, number 7, who's a little mighty mite out there, getting up and down the field, playing great defense and offense. So on the offensive end, we feel like we're in pretty good shape. We've got some young defenders this year that we're trying to break in. 2 returners, Juwan Woodson, and really the heart of our defense, Michael DiGiacomo, who's a great midfielder in and of his right. The 2nd straight year he's been willing to take a pole for us and really hunker down and be our anchor on the defensive end. And so those 2 guys are really leading the way on the defense for us.
This is the 2nd year I've been able to be down here and see you play at the King of Spring in North Carolina. Just talk about this event coming down and being able to play against, really some different competition, and we get some great matchups from different states.
It's an absolutely great event. Coach Lancey does a fantastic job running the event. We've actually, I don't know if we may be one of the only teams, we've never missed a year. We've been to every year, and it's just great proximity for us from Charlottesville, great opportunity to play a lot of different teams from a lot of different states. John just runs a class weekend down here, a class event, and we feel fortunate to be a part of it for sure.
Talk about some of the things you think you need to do with this team to be where you want to be by the end of the year back up home.
Absolutely. I think for us it's all about between the lines and the defensive end. We feel pretty good on the offensive end, but today, early on in particular, we were struggling with ground balls between the lines, face-offs, ground balls, and creating some veterans out of some newcomers on the defensive end before the end of the year.
Well, Coach, thanks so much for your time and congrats on the win.
Thank you, sir.